and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. My name is Van Pebble, and I am a streamer. And today's game is HD Poker. We play this game at least once a week. We love this game. I hope you do too. It's basically Texas Holdem. It is Texas Holdem. It's a free game, by the way. It's if you like to play poker yourself and you want to play on here. Hey, go ahead and play. If you want to play with Van Pebble, just play for free. This is not an advertisement by any stretch. And let's talk about a little bit about what we're doing here as far as the values of the games. So there's two games happening right now. There's a game on the left table, which is a $200 million table. That's the big one. The one on the right is an $850,000 table. Both are of equal importance to me because I'm a competitive person. There's the jack, but he's betting 10 million. That's a lot. I'm gonna go with it though. And there's the king. Let's see if he has three kings. If he bets big here, he does kinda. He only bets 16 though. I'm gonna explain why I did that. That's why I did it. Because I had a feeling he was kind of bluffing, and he kind of was bluffing, and we won that hand. That's a big hand on the left table, $200 million table. This is not real money to anybody that thinks this is $200 million. This guy's rich guy. No, it's not real money. We generally, when I do a stream, I do an intro, I play music, and then we explain what's happening. But in a game like this, because I don't want to wait in a lobby to get into a game forever, I could do it. I could talk through it, tell stories and stuff, but I'd much rather just get right into the game. And you know what? We're going to tell stories anyway. We're going to talk anyway. But I find this is a better way to do it. And this is a shout out to all my homies and friends. Homies, and that's a weird way to... I don't talk like that, but there's a person named Speller. Max Speller, sir, how are you? If you're watching this, shout out to you. Shout out to Levi, Cash. And there's a couple guys in that group that I don't really... I'm not good at learning their names, and I really like everybody in the group equally, but I just want to say shout out to the whole team, and I promise I will learn everybody's names. I promise I will. I promise. I promise. And now, this is the part of the stream where I talk like this for a while. I don't know how long it will last. Not very long, that's it. I don't want to do that for too long. And we're having a great day. We had a realization, I think it was maybe a couple weeks ago, that we were going to have some cold days ahead of us for the job that I work. I work as a security guard. And that's no secret. I'm a security guard. I don't ever tell anybody where I work, and I don't use names generally. I did use this guy's name, Max Speller, because he said I could. He knows me, and I would never say anything weird. Purposely. If I do say something weird, then I have to apologize, but no. Generally, I never use people's names because you never know what could come back to you, and especially for work. Like, I do talk about my job, and I never want to throw my company's name into it or anybody else's name or the place that I work. I'm very quiet and careful about that. But the site has gotten quite cold. Last week was about, I think it got down to 30, which for me is cold. This guy's going 184 mil. I'm going to have to fold that. And boy, am I glad I did. And he gets a big pot there. That's a huge pot. And now on the right-hand table, we have 6-6. And it's just been so cold lately, but it not as cold as it was last year is what I maintain. I could check the numbers on that, but I think I'm right about that. But it's still been cold, and it's going to be really cold in about 2 weeks. it's going to be like down to 20 degrees. And when that happens, it's good. I'm going to feel that. There's no getting around it. I'll feel it. But it's one of the things I like about what I do now is that there's an element of toughness that I face at my job now. There's a couple things. One is the weather, the outdoors. I'm on my feet. Oh, there's the queen we just folded, but that's okay. There's an ace on the flop as well. And like I said, there's an element of danger to what I do, but it's really more of the weather is kind of can be tough sometimes when it's cold. In Seattle, we're generally a rainy place. The tough thing is the rain combined with the cold. And then, of course, if it snows, that's going to be hard because we're not used to snow. People drive very poorly in snow, but... And I think in about 2 weeks there should be a Super Bowl, and I think, if I'm correct, that my Seattle Seahawks are in the Super Bowl this year. Good Lord. It's funny, there was a thing when I was a kid that if you were to use the term Super Bowl on the radio, or I don't know how it works on a podcast or a stream, but if you were to say the word super, because we didn't have streams back then, but if you were to use, or podcasts, but if you were to use the word Super Bowl, you would have to pay money, basically. Like, you can't, look at this guy, the pair of jacks he got me. Yeah, you couldn't use the word Super Bowl. It was like a copyrighted phrase. So anybody that would do radio, they'd have to say, and the big game is this week. Like, that's how they had to do it. So I'm still living in that world in my mind. So I'm thinking, I think I can say. So this guy's betting 105 because he probably has a pair of 10s or a pair of 8s, is my guess. We're going to fold this hand. I have a queen 7 here at the right-hand table. That's 10-2-8-2. It's just checking. And there's the king. And obviously we lose to... Oh, full house. Nice. Jeez. So we're down to 467K on the right table. And I still feel good about it. I think we can pull ourselves out of this one. The antes are still pretty low. And I was talking to this guy, Max, and he was like, let's call him Speller, because I don't want to confuse my neighbor who's also named as Max. I don't want my neighbor to think I'm talking about him. So this guy, Speller, is a great guy, and if he's watching this, buddy, I have 3 5s on the right table. I want you to watch this hand, buddy. This hand's for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we try to get our money back, where we go all in. And you know what? We only won 90K, but we needed that. We needed that. $7-5. I don't know if anybody's aware. I don't know if we've done a poker stream since I found out that I was Jewish, but I am Jewish. I did not know I was Jewish. I had no idea. That's why I wanted to do this. So, by the way, we're not sponsored today by Jews or Rockstar. I don't want Jews to sue me. Let's not go any deeper than that. I don't want Jews. All right, let's reel it back a little bit. The context of what I'm saying about being sued by Jews is just because I don't want to get sued by Rockstar because I'm using their product on the thing. Jews have nothing to do with it, by the way. We might as well tell everybody. So I found out that I was Jewish. I joined a thing called... I don't know if it's a thing that I joined. Oh, there's the 4. Wait a second, ladies and gentlemen. Always back to the game. Big hand here. This is a very big hand. I would be very surprised if this guy went all in. He does because he's got a pair of kings. What a mistake by that guy. What a mistake, because I had him. If he had 2 pair, I would have had him. And now we're playing very well on that table. And on the left table, we're playing good. We're just holding our own on the left table. We haven't really gotten great cards. And we're looking for a straight draw here. Oh my gosh, there's the 3-5s again. For some reason, ladies and gentlemen, tripling it, just triple cards. 3 of a kind, 3 of a kind, 3 of a kind. I don't know what the deal is, but I like it. Queen 4, I think I'll fold that. So we joined a thing called MyHeritage, which is basically not a joining thing as much as a buying thing. So we get this thing called MyHeritage. They send you this thing in the mail. Sorry if my voice is too deep and sexy for you guys. I want to apologize to everybody right now. Yeah. So we MyHeritage, right? We go Ace 7. He's all in. I fold. And we go on basically Amazon.com. I don't know, something happened to me and something got triggered where I just realized my life's going good and I think I want to know, like, I'm in a good place to kind of learn about myself. And the streaming I give a lot of credit to, because since I've been streaming, I've really gotten in touch with myself and just trying to find out, like, how I feel and all that kind of stuff. And eventually it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I would like to know what my heritage is. I know I'm Italian. My old man was Italian. That's a great win on the right-hand table. Continuing to play very well on the right table. And the left table, I said, we're holding our own here on both tables. We're going to check both hands. So we're looking for a straight draw on the right. And on the left table, we're looking for... That's not good. I don't necessarily like that. I'm going to fold that. So I knew I was Italian because my father is this very Italian guy. His parents were both Italian, from Italy. And they spoke Italian. They looked like Goomba. Like a Goomba, you know, like, how you doing? That kind of thing. Like, if you were to see my parents, you'd be like, hey, Vinny Barbarino, you know, like, it's very, and my old man looks very, like, New Jersey Italian. Like, it's very dark skin, very, very good person. My parents are good people. I just don't talk to them anymore. I'm not going to throw them under the bus here. I've already said what I've had to say. My mother, she's done some things. But I'm not gonna, like, drag anybody through the mud. I've already done that. So, but but I will, some people are curious now, I will just say, my mother cheated on my father, and she had sex with my science teacher, so it's a weird thing. I don't want to really, like, go too deep, but I did want to just put it out there so people are like, oh, okay, so now you know. You can watch old poker streams. You'll probably find one where I talk about it. And I knew my father was Italian, and so that was never like a question. It was the mother. What is my mother? I really wanted to know, and I found out, and it turns out that my mother is a whore. No, I'm just kidding. We already knew that. I didn't need a fucking MyHeritage for that shit. Oh man, it's so good. She deserves it. But she's a great person. All right, so this guy bets a big bet for a man with a... He probably has jacks, huh? That was a feeler bet, most likely. So he's just feeling to see what I've got. And he doesn't bet, and I don't bet. And he has 8-2. I've got a jack. And sure enough, we take that down. 1.6 million. Ace 2. I love Ace 2, but I'm not going to play it. So we get the MyHeritage thing, and they send you this little packet, and basically you open it up, and they give you a little swab, and you take the swab, and you put the swab in your cheeks. And I bought one, and I fucked up the first time. I didn't, like, read it. I wasn't following instructions like an asshole, and I opened up this little thing and put it on the... I opened it up and then flattened it down and put it on the table, and stuff started leaking out of it. That was the stuff I needed to put the swab into, so that it would go into the swab, and it would, like... So I had to get another one. So I ended up buying 2 kits. And the second kit, it took forever to get there. I sent it in, like, November 15th. So MyHeritage might not want to sponsor me, because they're not a sponsor, but definitely after I talk about you, it's a little negative, actually, because they claim that it only takes like 2 or 3 weeks, but it actually takes like 2 or 3 months. And what I ended up doing was, let's see what the cards are there. So what ended up happening, I bought another kit, swabbed my cheek, right? And then I did it correctly this time. I sent it around November 15th. I'm waiting, nothing. Finally in December, like maybe around the end of December, I get an email. We have your thing. We got it. It's in the lab. That was all it said. So it goes through like 5 processes. It goes lab, then it does data, then it does... And then finally, last week, they said, your results are in. And I go to the results. And this is in the last poker stream we did. You can go check it out. I think it was poker. It wasn't poker. It was Red Dead Redemption. By the way, we're going to play this hand 32 million. That's a lot of money. That's a big ante. Oh, thank God he checks it. Nothing really for us here on the flop. I mean, there's really nothing for us. We gotta bow out of that. So we're playing Red Dead Redemption. And last week, and before I started the stream, right before I started the stream, I had checked out MyHeritage, and I had seen what I had, what I was, you know. And it was shocking. I was pleasantly happy. I mean, obviously, I'm saying obvious, but like, I found out that I'm 30% Jewish, which I was overjoyed for, because I don't know, it's a cool, I always thought of Jewish community as a cool thing. I've known a lot of Jewish people. I know people have negative, everybody has negatives, you know, this is negative, that black people, everybody has a negative thing, right? It's like, black people's negative thing is that they have big dicks. It's not good to have a big dick. It's terrible. It's the worst. You hurt people with the big dick. I think it's great, because you could use the big dick as a bat if you don't have a baseball bat. Anyway. So, I was kind of hoping, too, that I was part black. Like, I pretty much knew I wasn't, but I was like, gee, you never know, you know? Of course I'm not, or wasn't, or I'm not. So this guy bets 43. That's a lot. I'm going to bet it. I think if he has a... Yeah, that's bad. He got a flush. So we're down now. I didn't even see the flush. That's how you lose to a flush. You don't see it on the board. That's a good way to lose to a flush. I wanted to show you guys an example of how to lose to a flush, and now you know. So, I find out that I'm 30% Jewish last week on the Red Dead Redemption, right before the game. And it was a big moment for me. I mean, and honestly, I really did capture it on video there, which is like, that was really I had seen it like a couple seconds before, you know, but the reaction that I had is pretty good. I was very excited. They could have told me I was part monkey and I would have been excited. I just want to know what I am, you know? And so it was really cool to feed the curiosity of what my background was. it turns out that I'm 30% Jewish, basically 50% Italian, which I pretty much figured. Oh, there's 2 pair on the right table. Obviously, the left table is tough times. Tough times on the left table. I'm going all in. He's got 2 pair. I'm really fucked here. I still have a chance with a 9. Could happen. Doesn't happen, and we're out of that. And that's tough because that's a lot of money. Even though it's not real money, it's still tough to lose there. And there we go. And somebody wants to friend me. Okay, I will friend you, sir. I have a friend now, Roger Doge. And we are back to the game. So I find out I'm about 50% Italian, which I already knew. That covers my father's side. Dad is like Italian. That's it. Mom, I never knew. And it's very interesting because I wonder if she knows that she's Jewish. I do wonder if she knows because my mom is running around town claiming that she's like Swedish. And that was the part that I was pleasantly surprised is that I'm 7% Swedish. Which was very cool. I don't know why, but that's a cool thing. It's like, hey, I'm 7% Swedish. It's pretty cool. You know? I'm like 2% German. I got a little bit of Dutch, I think was in there. I believe so. Yeah, that was a cool one. The Dutch thing was in there. There's a little English, which I do like that. I love the English. Love it. What else was I? French. And then that was pretty much it. It's like French. It was like 20% mutt. So basically my mom is like a mutt. And my dad is just like full-bred Italian guy. And believe me, I've had fantasies in my life of like being like that. This is gonna sound weird that I've had fantasies about this, but like I haven't had fantasies about my father having sex. I don't want people to think that. But my fantasy is that my father fucked an Italian lady, because then I would be a different person, obviously, but I would be Italian. And I feel like I just would have liked to have gone through life being 100% something, or at least like more like 85. Like I know a lot of people, and they're like 85, 95. I know one guy, Casper. This guy I stream with sometimes, and he told me he's like 86%. Like God, what was it? German, and it. Like, you know, you could tell, like, he felt a sense of pride, and like, it was just cool that he knew. And it's cool to be that much of something, you know, because then you really, like, I don't know, for some reason is it because you feel like you're more part of history or something? I don't know, but it feels weird to be a mutt in this world. Like French, English, all this stuff. It's like, it would have been a little bit weirder for me if it was like Mexican, Asian, like what the fuck? Like all that stuff does mix weird. And as we all know, and this may be a weird thing to say, but you've seen French bulldogs before, right? The French bulldog, how it's like it can't breathe, and it's been breeded so many times. You worry about that. You worry that you're just going to have too many things mixed up, and it's just going to be like, you know, a big head on a fucking little couple feet, a couple weird arms. And that's not to make fun of handicapped people, but and I'm blessed every day. Honest to God, when I think about when I wake up in the morning, it's one of the things I do think. By the way, we've got nothing here. One of the things I do think is like, oh yeah, we've got our arms, our legs, we can breathe. I mean, I don't have a perfect health, but my health is so much better than a lot of people, so I'm always blessed, you know. I always come in knowing that I'm blessed. Every fucking day. And you better believe I live every moment knowing I'm blessed. To be able to just move my fingers. I have all my fingers. I don't have the greatest. I wish I had like better coordination, but I don't. But I feel like that's stuff you're kind of born with. I guess you could work on your coordination. I remember as a kid when like kids that had trouble like in gym class, and then the next thing you know, they would have like they would have to take special classes. You would, because they had weird physical stuff. You'd be like, huh? And they just weren't very fast. They had like weird walking. One girl I remember, her name was Tamia, and nobody will ever know who she is. And she had that thing when you walk like this, where your legs look like crow feet. And she like had a weird she was fat too, so it was very odd when she would come in. This is real. She would walk. She was okay, I guess. I mean, I'm sure she was a nice lady. It's funny that I remember. I've started talking to an old friend that I grew up with. He was the kid that I used to play Super Nintendo with. And we've been talking just, hey, how you doing? Good. And it's been nice. It's been good because I feel like I like to know this guy now at this point in my life because I'm a better person now. I think back then I was too insecure to have a friend like him. He's a great friend, And I definitely fucked up along the way, but it's nice to know him now, so I'm grateful for that too. And so we've been talking and having conversations about old times, and it's just been really fun and funny and interesting and sometimes weird. Talk about old friends we knew and remember when that guy raped somebody? Oh, we lost? Oh, we were doing so well in this game. There we go. Come on. It's my fault for not reading the table. Yes, I was going to say we had a good hand there. Okay. So this guy's all in. I've got ace-6. He's got 4-10. Come on. Come on. No, not today. So 1.3 million, 778,000, and 1.74 million. Also 800. Oh, sorry. We've got a bunch of players still at the table. Let's just say that 400K, and I'm gonna have to fold that. I just didn't like my hand. I didn't like my hand. Why didn't you like your hand, Paul? I don't know. I don't think it was a good hand. I want to hold your hand, but I can't. This is not a good one. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul McCartney sometimes makes his way. We do impressions on the stream sometimes, and they're not very good, but we do it anyway. I think it's more fun that we suck at it. That's not true. If I was good at impressions, it would be so cool. It would be such a great gift to be able to just jump into it. Now, I'll tell ya, whatever, just jump into something. People are like, because if you watch, we were talking about this earlier, actually. When people have a special talent that is unexplainable, they're like freaks of nature, and they automatically have a place in society. We treasure those people, even if it's a freakish thing. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. If we could get lucky on this one. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This poor guy. He has kings. So we're playing against this guy head to head. We're heads up, rather. And that's a tough one now. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Big pot, but King Queen is a good hand to leave on. So let's see what we got here. Ace 10, that's tough. That's going to be tough to beat. Oh, he's got the 10. We're really screwed now. Oh, it's good to come in second, though. We played so well. There's the flush. Boom, and we're back in this thing. We never left. This is a very good game, actually. We're playing quite well, and this would be amazing. If we could somehow win this thing with 9-9 against Jack 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking so good right now. No 5s, no jacks. And there's the Jack. What? Where does the Jack come from? Jack in the box. Ladies and gentlemen, second place. It hurts me because we're playing so well. But it's not going to stop me from playing poker. I'm in the mood for poker. And I'm in the mood for love. I'm kidding. I'm not in the mood for love. Let's go. I'm not in the mood for I'm in the mood for love. Simply because you're near me. So, so yeah, that was the friendship with this guy I knew for a long time ago. His name is Ross. I won't obviously use any more names than that. That's a general name, Ross is. And yeah, we've been talking about old friends, and I won't, of course, use any of those names. But we all of a sudden, I brought up one guy. And I was like, hey, do you remember that guy? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, yes. And he goes, yeah, his father was a good guy. And I was like, oh, I never knew his father. Because we lived in the same block. And it was a white trash block. Basically, me and my friend, we became good friends because we bonded over the fact that we lived in a white trash neighborhood. My father was a school teacher. We had a pretty good house. We were okay. But he made okay money, you know, especially for the 80s. And he had done it for a long time, so he was doing like okay money. And his father was doing, I think his father was doing quite well. I think he was working in business. I never really knew what his father did actually, but he was a great guy. And I'm not just saying that in case he's watching. Like his father was like a hero of mine because the reason people may not expect, or my friend Ross might not even expect this reason, but like Blair was like the first adult. Oh, I shouldn't say the guy's name out loud. Sorry. But this guy was like the first adult, I'm only saying good things, that was kind of like living on his own. Like he had divorced his wife, but like he had his own house. He had like, he was a gun owner, and he always taught me, like, he always said things about guns that were like responsible things. And he would like make bullets. He had like a thing where he could make bullets. He was just a cool guy. He was a very good person. And he passed away a couple years. It might have been 2 years now. It might have been a year, but what a fucking great guy. And so we talked about that a little bit. And then we talked about this one dude who's, you know, he said, I liked this guy's dad. He was a good dad. And I was like, yeah, but the guy himself was accused of rape. We had a kid in our... does everybody know a kid like this? We had a kid in our middle school. Middle school. Wait, it might have been high school. It was high school. Sorry, it was high school. That makes it a little bit better. Maybe it was middle. I think it was... I'm not sure, actually. But this guy was a scumbag, okay? And he allegedly raped a girl. Allegedly. It's all alleged, guys. We can't prove anything here. This guy's betting $30 million, and I just don't want to do it. I had an incredible, by the way, left table 200 million, right table 850,000. And I'm going to fold that hand right there. Excuse me. Oh, nice. People want to be my friend. I love this. Sometimes you wonder, like, what is it that makes people decide, like, I want to be this guy's friend? You wonder. Makes you wonder. How do I make friends? No, but I've kind of given up on trying to be friends with people. That's why it's a good time for me to get back into a friendship with my friend Ross. However, the friendship, I mean, if we have, like, talk once a month, I don't care. I'm just glad to be back in his life, and I'm going to make it right this time. I won't get into it, but I had a bad moment when I was a kid. I got in a fight with my friend, and it was my fault. And I told him, I apologized to him about, I think it was this year. And they're talking about we were kids. And that's what he said to me. He was so generous. He said, hey, we were kids. And I said, I know, but that was not right. And what I did was wrong, and I'm sorry to you. And I meant it, and I mean it now. I was a very insecure kid, and I was just going through a lot of pain and insecurity. And I just had a bad moment. It was just a bad moment. And by the way, I punched the guy 1,000 times and nothing happened to him. Like he's just a tough kid. Or a tough man, I should say. He's for both men, but he's always was the toughest and the greatest friend I've ever had, you know. And now I've got to the point where I don't need friends, and then this person comes back in my life, so it's kind of cool. Because now that I don't, it's funny, like when you don't desperately search for it, it comes to you. That's kind of the way I feel. And now like I said, I'm a better person. I'm smarter. I know who I am now. Like, I didn't know who the fuck I was. I really had to, when you're a kid, dude, I think I don't know if everybody's like me, but I had no idea what was going on until I was like 35. I'll say this. I may not have had a clue of what I was doing with my life until I was 40. Things became clear at 40. I just knew what I had to stay away from. There was a lot of things I needed to avoid. And I didn't avoid it until I was about 50. Once I turned, or not 50, I'm sorry, I'll say I was getting better and better. Like my 30s, I was starting to realize like, we got to stay away from these kind of jobs or these kind of people or whatever. And I even thought about security work, and I was like, I don't want to be a security guard. No. And then for some reason, as I got older, I got closer and closer to like getting back to that military thing. Like I was in the military. There's jobs that I can do because I was in there. Even though I got myself kicked out of the Marines. But I was discharged other than honorably, but ultimately it became an honorable discharge later. Which is true. I was in there for almost 4 years, and I just didn't want to be in there anymore. There was no wartime. There was nothing going on. I was a little nervous about that, but the main reason was just like, dude, there's nothing going on. I didn't even have a job, really. I basically just cleaned radios every day. It got to the point where I was depressed, and I was a kid, and I wanted to be like a regular civilian. And you don't realize that until you're stuck in there, and then you're like, holy shit. But it was a great experience, and I went to Japan, and I went to California, and I'm grateful for it. And I went through a really hard training, and I passed. You know, like, obviously getting through boot camp is like a real accomplishment in your life, and I never saw it as a real accomplishment because I had a low self-esteem. I mean, just be real. So, but all those years have passed. By the time I turned 40, I got to the point where I was like, I know I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't like this person. I don't like these people. I don't want to talk to my parents. I don't want to. And I just cut all this stuff out, and life became very like narrow. I could see it very like, oh, there we go. You know, it was like pinpointed. There was a light, like go that way. And now I'm just continuing to travel upwards, you know, in a good way. So. Perfect time to get back in touch with old friends. Old friend. Because it's not like I'm talking to anybody else. This guy bets $225K. What has he got? I'm going to guess he has a pair of nines. Oh, he had the same thing that I did, but he had two pair. That's a tough one for you, Van Pebby. Old Van Pebble takes a hit there. We got Queen Jack. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to fold that. I'm gonna fold Queen Jack. Am I a crazy guy? No, that Queen Jack is a dreamer's hand. It's like you start dreaming of big things. Ooh, Queen Jack. Ooh, and then you realize like there's the flop 8 King 7. What are you gonna do with that shit? There's a 3. What are you gonna do with that? Like it's one of those hands that you either like hit it big or you fucked. It's a weird hand. I don't trust the face cards all the time. Obviously, face cards are big in this Texas Holdem. This is big. These two guys are going at it here on the left-hand table. And the right-hand table, a couple big hands there. Looks like we lose a player on the left table, though. That's gonna give Rover 2022 $272 million. And you know, things, life goes on. You know, we got roommates, and then I've had roommates for the longest time, and one of them's going to move out, so like that's a big change. I'm not going to talk about that, but I'll just say it's a big change. So that'll be interesting. And you know, it's fun how life changes for you. But no matter what happens around me, if things change, people talk to me, people don't talk to me, people come, people go. I'm at a point where I'm just doing what I do. I'm just laser focused on what I'm doing, and my life's better for it. I can honestly tell you, I could sit here and tell you, I'm happy to be streaming where my life's going well, and it's just going to keep getting better. I'm old now. My mind, I've always been able to like find a good mood somewhere. That's where I'm very lucky. I think guys, we're kind of like dogs. You know how dogs are just stupidly happy? That's how I feel guys are. I do feel like we're very much like puppy dogs, and women are a little bit like cats. A little bit. It's just like this thing of like, look at me, and I'm licking my, you know, this is what a cat does, you know. It's a woman is so like, hey, you know. And the attitude, you know. The attitude of women is just like, sometimes you just want to just say to a girl, like, I don't care that you have a vagina, okay? I don't care. Well, I used to go through, I don't know why, but I used to go to public, like, I don't go out a lot for almost anything. I'd rather just be home all the time. But I go out when I work, and I do go out, but, like, I would go to banks, and I would go to grocery stores, and I would always get the female cashier. And they would start the conversation with me. And it would eventually, within 30 seconds, they're telling me that they have a boyfriend. And it's not like I was like asking them for it. It was like getting on my nerves actually after a while. Like what? Because I'm conversing with you back? What the fuck? Are you scared? I get to a point where I almost just want to say, hi, how are you? Actually, this is interesting. I was talking to this girl the other day who used to work at this place that I used to work at too. All right. And I never liked her. She was a really hot girl, like really pretty girl. But her attitude was always just like, you could tell she was scared that people were going to hit on her all the time. It's like, dude, I get it. You're hot. Like, no one's going to fucking bother you. Relax. So I would just stay away from her. I would avoid her because I felt like that's what she wants. She wants people to leave her alone. So one day, years later, I'm talking like 2-3 years later. It's not that many years later. I made it sound like it was 1,000 years. It was two 2 years. And she comes up to me, and I'm working now. I'm a security guard at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all in. It's not the biggest all in the world, but if this guy goes all in, it will be. And we have a shot here. I don't like the spades on the table, on the right-hand table. We're going to fold on the left here. I want to see what's going to happen here. The action is go. And there's your big win for Pebble. 2 pair, aces and eights. So I'm doing security. And up comes this girl. And it's unmistakable. She's short, but like put together, like big tits, nice little ass, beautiful tan skin. She's like Asian. She's like from some Asian country. I love Asian women, but I don't like her. But I always thought if I see her again, I'll let her know that I think she's very well spoken. And the fact that she quit the job that we worked at together, I was glad because I always felt she had more skill and talent. And that's no offense to like anybody at the job, but like, and so she came up to me and started talking to me, and I was kind of surprised because I thought she hated my, you know, I thought she was just like, fuck, that guy's just a guy. You know, I hate penis. I don't know. And she came up, she started talking to me, and then I found myself saying this, and I'm really glad I did. I told her what I said I was going to do, which is that, you know, I just want to tell you, I think, like, your voice is incredible. Like, it's very, the way you talk is really good. It's almost like you went to college. She's like, no, I never went to college. I'm like, it's good that you left that place. You have a lot of talent. I always wanted to tell you that. You're a talented person. And for some reason, I knew to say this. I'm so glad I did. I said to her, by the way, I'm not coming on to you right now. I just want you to know that. I actually really feel this way. I've wanted to tell you that for a long time. I think you're very talented, but I'm not coming on to you. And she goes, oh, no, of course. But I saw in her eye that she was like, you could tell she probably did. And it felt good to get that out, because I wanted to say that to her forever. Like, I'm not hitting on, nobody cares. That, like, people care. People are always like, woo woo, like that. I would never do that to you. I'm not going to catcall you. Come on, what? I'm more advanced than that. I'm so advanced in this world of people, of humanity, of being a social person, that if I see somebody that I think is remotely attractive, I will avoid them. Not in a obvious way, but I'll like look to the side, I'll look at my phone, I'll look around. I don't want people to be put off. I don't want people to feel weird. I don't know what it's like to be attractive. And that's not to put myself down. I know what it's like to be like a man, and women are attracted to men, so women are attracted to me. But I don't know what it's like. By the way, should I play this or not? I'm not going to play it. That was a tricky play. This guy bet a lot of money. And I think he was bluffing. Then I'm going to say it. I said bluff. I want to be more positive about myself. I mean, I'm not ever going to put myself down, but like, you know, I can be self-depreciating at times. I love who I am. I love what I look like. You are who you are. But I'm just saying, it's noticeable when somebody is attractive. There's a noticeable thing. And some people's lives are forever changed, and some people's lives are scarred by it. And there's some women that have a hard time living this life because they're attractive. They have to worry about where they go. They get bothered by people all the time. I'm very conscious and aware of it. I see it all the time. And as a security guard, one of the things I try to do is try to protect people like that. So the last thing I want to do, even if I'm not on duty, is to sit and stare at somebody's tits, you know, or stare at them. So this guy bets 40 million. I'm going to call that. And there's the 10, and I just have jacks here. Isn't that interesting? Rover checks. And I win with the jacks, and I knew it. Bluff. That's good that I caught that guy bluffing, because now I know he'll switch it up on me now, probably. But that felt good, though. It always feels good to have some kind of last word on people. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes focused on this table to the left here. I have 3 8s. Oh, Rover's about to make... Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a big pot here. We have the triple 8s. I don't think there's any... Oh, this guy, if he has a queen, I guess he could do something. And there it is. That's a huge pot. 600 million pot there, and we lose a player, and that's huge, huge, huge. I've always known that there's certain like attractiveness levels in life, and I've always known that there's certain jobs that I won't be able to compete with other people for because they're attractive. And the same thing applies to this streaming thing. There's just certain people that if they stream tomorrow, they would be able to make a living off of this shit. And I'm not jealous of it. I actually had a conversation with someone the other day about that. I was telling him, like, hey man, I want you to be successful whatever you do, just so you know. I'm not ever going to be jealous of you. And it kind of gave me a weird look, but like what I kind of meant was like, I know for a fact that if that guy streamed tomorrow, he wouldn't be, I think I'm a better streamer than that guy, but I think he would, I know for a fact he could make a living streaming because he's attractive. And like football player attractive. So like that's like people love that, you know what I mean? But I'm not jealous of it. I get it. Like that he's got it like that. That's great. And I'm happy he's also a great guy. So if anybody's going to get it, I'm happy he gets it, you know? But I'm aware of it. Like I know that there's like, oh, this is tough here. Ace 6 versus 10-10. And what do we need is an ace, right? And we don't get it. I didn't, you know, that's a tough one. So he gets the big pot there. He just got a little pot, though, because he only had a little bit of money, so. And now we have king, queen at the big table over there on the left. On the right table, we're checking with king, jack. We're looking for a flush on the right table. We have queens on the... This is a nice table here on the left. We got... Queen King versus Ace 4. And that is going to do it for Rover as we get a nice pot there. We're at 620. I'm going to go all in with King Jack. I didn't get what I wanted, which was a flush. But I did get the king, and I have the jack kicker, so I end up beating Maya the Bee, and we've got 4 players left on the right-hand table. We're playing great poker right now. We're just playing focus poker, that's all. Focus, focus. Focus, focus, focus poker. King 4 fold. But it is true, you know, if somebody wanted to, if I have friends that, like my friend Ross, he has a job, he's doing well, but if he wanted to stream tomorrow, he's so much more well-spoken, he's a very attractive guy, he could make a killing off of this, but I can't look at it like that, because that's not why I got into this. I got into this for other reasons, for personal reasons, and I have an itch to scratch. Not in real life, I mean like, this Twitch thing is an itch to scratch. People would never understand why I do it. They're not supposed to. This is supposed to be my passion. This is my passion project. And so, you know, this is why we do it, and that's why we'll always be successful, because in the end of the day it's about what success is to me, as opposed to, by the way, we're betting 25 million with 9-6, which is one of my least favorite hands. It is one of my least favorite hands, and I'm gonna fold. Made a mistake there. Not really, it was good. That was a good try. You never know what you're gonna get there. Life's like a box of chocolates, guys. My mom used to tell me, life's like a box of chocolates. And ironically, in that movie, Forrest Gump's mother fucks one of the... She has sex with one of this teacher, right? One of the... Because I think, like, Forrest Gump couldn't go, like, to some school or something, and the mother fucked him, and... It was weird. That was a weird movie. That Forrest Gump movie was pretty weird. It was good, though. It is a little bit weird when people who aren't, like, who don't have afflictions or, like, We always call it special when we're driving the special bus, you know? And it's always strange when an actor that clearly isn't like special like that is playing a character like that. It's always a little odd to me. Like, my mom will always say that. Like, clearly he's like kind of a dumb guy, and then it's like Tom Hanks is like a genius, right? Like, isn't he just a very smart guy? So it's just kind of a weird... Oh, look at this. We both had the same hand. And we both got the win there. And on the right table, we have kings and jacks. This guy's betting 386K, and I just don't think he has it. He's representing jacks. I don't think he has jacks, though. Buddy, you ain't got jack, do you? I didn't think so. I'm pretty sure that was a bluff. And we have ace 9, and ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call ace with ace 9. And let's see what this guy does. Most people would say they want that guy to join. I would say no. Oh, there we go. We're looking good with ace 9. There's the 9. That's good. Odds are very good. Oh, they just went down a little bit. King 5 on the right table. We fold that, and we walk away with a little bit more money. We get rid of a player, and now we're at the top. We're in a top 3 situation now. At the left-hand table, big queen there. That's huge, actually. We're betting 70 million. I would imagine they're gonna fold that, and they do. And look at this, queen 7, that's a good hand. For a big blind, that's a nice hand. For a big blind. Like, if you're gonna get stuck on the big blind and you've got to play it, at least you got queen 7. There's the queen. We bet 70 mil. I feel like he might bet here. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna have. And he folds, and we're gonna show the 7. Because I'm a bastard. I'm not gonna show the real card. Because I'm a son of a gun. We've got king 10. He's betting 120. I'm definitely going to fold there. Let's see what these two guys do. On the right-hand table, let's focus your attention on that table. We've got king 10, and he's betting 400K. And I'm just gonna fold. I don't have anything there. I have to believe he has a pair, or maybe even a 3 of a kind. Having fun here. It's 7:30 in the evening on a beautiful Seattle evening. Love Seattle. Love living here. I just feel very positive and good lately. It's just how I feel, man. Things are great. Why not? Why not feel good about it? Queen versus Jack 9. What's going to happen here? There's the queen. On the right table, we're in play here with 7-5. So there's a big full house win there. Let's back to the right table, 7-5. And I'm just going to fold. Because I ain't got nothing there. I ain't got nobody that I can depend on. So he's all in, and I'm definitely going to fold. I don't believe in my hand that much. I just don't believe in my hand that much. I don't believe in my hand that much. I don't believe in my hand that much. I don't believe in my hand that much. In my hand that much. So he's going all in. So this is kind of his little strategy, is to go all in all the time. But I believe him. I think that he actually does. I think he actually has something. And so I don't remember this player just willy-nilly just going all in all the time. I think that they do have something. I believe them. I'm a believer. I'm not a believer. I could never buy into Justin Bieber. I could never, like, I know, it's not buy-in, but, like, I don't know if anybody's ever watched Justin Bieber's Twitch channel. It's really not good. It's really bad. I hate it. I hate Justin Bieber. There, I said it. Does it shock you? So this is an interesting. On the left-hand table, we have 2-2. And I think that might win this. Yeah, that's an interesting. That's a fun one to win too, because that's a big win. And now we're playing heads up, and I'm all in on the right-hand table with Jack 7 against Ace 10, which is obviously a lose-lose situation. I mean, it's not looking good at all. This guy's gonna try to go all in constantly, and now they're gonna try to they're gonna fire at me a little bit here, but I'm ready for it. We're heads up, and I feel good about it. And now we can focus on just this one game here, and we have 7-6. This guy's all in, and I'm just gonna go all in. I don't like it, but I don't like to be pushed around. So he's got Ace Jack. A 6, 7, 8 would be good. I'm kind of fucked here. Oh, I had a pair of 6s, but he had a straight. I mean, it's just so stupid. It's just so dumb. But this guy's just going to go all in every fucking time now, I think. Idiot. Fucking hate it. But we played great. We did a great job here. We came in second. That's the important thing. I don't really care about this. Yeah. Well, I care, but it's like the way. Oh, good, we won. See, now the fact that we got lucky and won there, we might be able to pull something off here. He's just gonna fucking just keep going all in every time. So it's hard to go against these kind of players that just have this. They just fucking all in your chips. Fuck you, man. How about this? How about I all in, you bitch? I've got A6. Loser. I'm so angry right now. He's not a loser. He's a great player, actually. Yeah, he's a good player. Listen, what he's doing is working. Why not? You know, if that's gonna work, I mean, you have 1 billion. Now the trick is try to get that billion from him. It's all in with 10-8, and I don't not like this. I do like this. I think there's a lot of possibility here. It's starting to dwindle. Not mad at it. I don't like the way this guy was playing, to be honest with you. It's such a fucking tacky way to play, but it's okay. They ended up doing what they had to do by going all in every fucking hand. It's just like, what are you gonna do, man? But we did good. We picked up some money that we lost, and let's do this. Let's jump into a couple more games, because I do like this game, and it's putting me in a good place here. So that's what it's all about, really. This like, you know, it's interesting. We talk about a lot of stuff today, like about, you know, if a good-looking person decided to stream, they could like automatically like, and it's not why we got into streaming. I didn't get into streaming so that I could like, honestly, I never thought that we were going to strike it rich. I did see an avenue where we could use our personality and play video games and use video games to try to maybe like make a living, express ourselves at the same time, use our voice. I mean, nobody would have expected me to do this. I don't think anyone who knew me would have seen this coming, to be honest with you. I really don't think. I think most people would be like, they just don't know. So yeah, I mean, I do this for me. And really, it's funny because that's the best way to do it. Because there's games that I've played that have gotten like, for me, like decent views. And they're like games you would never expect to get decent views for. But it's because I'm tuned into what I'm doing that I'm able, and that's why I said like there's other people that I know that would probably do better and make money and they could get views, but their content would be just, you just want to look at them. That's all you would really be doing. And that works for a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of Twitch streamers, especially like the hot tub streamers, that their whole gig is just being looked at. I think for a woman it's a little easier. For a guy it might be a little weirder because guys were very, I think we're a little more cerebral than that. I don't think we're just like this is all we could just sit, look cute, look handsome, and I guess what do you do? Drop something and bend over? I don't know what a hot streamer guy does. What they would do? Wear tight tank tops. I mean, that would be fun, and it would be fun that chicks would lust over you, and guys, everybody would lust over you if you were a hot streamer guy. But the problem there is, what do you do that? Like, what? Is it satisfying? Like, when you have to get up in the morning and you know you're going to stream and you know that people are just watching you for that, does that destroy you at all? Does that get to you? I don't know. I know that any streamer, any viewer that I get, it's earned, baby. Like, I know they ain't doing it because I got something that they're looking for. I mean, I got a decent-sized dick, but I'm not going to show it. There's this one streamer that recently went to court. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't have a problem with the guy, and I don't want to get it. I don't ever want that kind of heat from people. But he's like a big streamer. I probably shouldn't say that, but he is, and he's fucking got caught recently. Well, he had to go to court. He didn't get caught. He went to court for something. And in the court deposition, I think that's what it's called, right? A deposition. By the way, we have aces. We have to call that. Okay, but I had to call that. I had to call. Yeah, so the guy gets deposed. I want to find out the definition of... I don't like to say things that I don't know. What is the definition of deposed? To remove suddenly. To testify, to give oath. Okay, there you go. Testify, oath. So the guy's testifying, and the girls are testifying. And one of the girls testifies about this big streamer that he has a micro penis. And to me, this guy, and this is going to be weird to say, has become a hero in some way. Not a hero, that's not. I admire him, and I'll tell you why. I don't admire what it sounds like he was doing or any of that stuff, but I think I don't admire him. I think he's got chutzpah. I'm a Jewish guy. I could say chutzpah now. Now that I'm Jewish, hey, I'm going to start using Jewish word. Just get used to it. I'm a fucking Jew, all right? I'm 30% Jewish. I'm Jewish. Do you know how many people I've had issues with that I just want to call them up and go, hey, remember when you were mad at me? Well, guess what? I'm a Jew. Like a lot, like I mean, people that are Jewish and I've had problems with. Like I worked at a Jewish retirement center, and I really want to call them up and go, I just wanted to let you know I'm an ex-employee. You guys fired me. I'm Jewish. Bye. You fired a Jew. Congratulations, you fired a Jew, one of your own kind. I'm kidding. All right. I'm having fun. I'm joking. So this guy, he goes to court, and it's awful stuff that they're saying he did, right? And it's tough, these things, because, like, sexual assault is a weird thing. Because when you live with somebody, it's very hard to... Like I said, we're not saying who the person is. I'm not interested in saying who the person is. But, like, and I don't, like, the guy, I've never been a fan of the guy. I've always thought I'd never really liked his personality. It was always a little too boisterous and like, hey, I'm a big guy. I'm a big shot. I'm a big deal. And it turns out he's got, like, a little dick. And I kind of admire, like, how can you bark like that when you have a little tiny pee-pee? Like, it takes a lot to be a confident person in this world. I know. It takes a lot for me to get up in the morning, like, or at least I'm doing better now at it. Like, for this guy to walk around like a cock of the walk, and he doesn't have a cock. He's got a little tiny dick, little pee-pee. And he even furthermore, he's walking around. They're taking pictures of him. Somebody took a picture of the guy outside the courthouse, and the guy looks like a big shot, big deal, very confident. He's wearing. I mean, he has to wear a suit, but like, I kind of respect the guy's. I don't respect the sexual assault thing, obviously. But I mean, obviously, he's, you know, probably. I guess what he's doing is, when your dick is small like that, or you have something about yourself that makes you, obviously, is kind of like a little bit. I don't want to say degrading, but like it kind of takes you down a peg a little bit. I wonder how. I guess you would have to make up for that. It's like there's a name for it. It's like the Napoleon complex. It's the short man complex. Napoleon apparently was a short dictator, but he was a badass, and everyone was scared of him, and he was like a short guy. So I guess that's what you would do is with you got a small dick. Maybe Hitler had a small dick. I don't know. And by the way, now that I'm Jewish, does that mean that I can just... Now I have to really hate Hitler? It's too bad. I really liked him. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't. You know, the one thing that I always regret is that I didn't study history more seriously when I was a kid. Because I'm actually I'm interested in learning nowadays, and I am interested in knowing, like, the history of my people, certainly, and just the history of the world. And when you see like things happening, and like, obviously we don't tackle political tough topics, but when you see things happening in the world today, and there's no other, like, this time that we're living in is loaded. I mean, things are happening every day with the entire fucking world. Is crazy. And I just remember as a kid, like, things would happen. I never cared about the Middle East, or like, I knew there was oil there, but I just never, like, I never put things together. And now it's good to know things because there's so much happening. Even if I wanted to be the streamer that talked about political stuff, I don't know enough. And it's a good time to study and know things, man, because there's something happening everywhere. Or maybe it's the same as when I was a kid. If I was 12 now, I guess it would still be the same. Like, my head was in the clouds, dude. I was always told like, dream big, be a dreamer. And so my head was in the clouds. I wasn't paying attention to what was really happening. I kind of wish I did, but then again, it's just the way it was for me. The truth is, the more you know and the more you study about things, the more power you have. You have knowledge, and you can do something with that knowledge. At least you could talk about it with other people. You could learn things about the stock market. Learning the history could teach you about trends. And then using those trends, you could kind of do a little math in your head, like, oil was big then, and you could try to figure some things out. You could, like, know what to invest in or something, you know? That kind of knowledge could help you. I never thought that way when I was a kid. So that's why I feel like I think I'm probably like a lot of people, where we just get stuck in this world, not knowing anything until we get to be like my age. And then you feel this is kind of an enlightening age, 50, where you kind of wake up a little bit and start smelling things. You're like, oh, okay. Oh, shit. I've missed a lot of things. I'm up now, you know? And the only thing you can do is feel good that you're up now, and try not to feel like a shithead for being asleep for years. You know? A lot of it's not your fault. It's your condition that you were born into, you know? I mean, my parents didn't teach me jack shit about being an adult. They raised me good until I was like, I think they raised me good as a kid, but I was on my own, dude, after that. I mean, my parents didn't teach me jack shit, but my dad had to work full time. My mom was busy fucking other guys. So who has time? When you're a mother and you have sexual needs that don't include your husband, you just don't have the time. Oh man, my mom went to college when she was just starting to get divorced from my father. She started going to college at age 40. She was about 40 years old, about 30-something, 40 years old. Late 30s, early 40s. And I remember one day I just come home. Or no, was I home? For some reason I was home that day. It might have been sick day. Maybe I was sick. Or it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't remember. And my mother is in the living room, and there's a big like blanket on the floor covering the entire living room. And this young, cute, but annoyed looking woman is looking at me. To me, she's a woman. She's a young lady. She's like maybe 22 years old, 23 years old. And now that I think back, I think my mom might have been fucking around with that girl on the blanket. And that's why the woman was looking at me like, get out of here, you fucking dumb kid. I want to lick your mom right now. Get out of here. What are you doing? You're ruining it. I want to lick your mother. Listen, if I'm not laughing, I'm crying, man. If I'm not laughing, I'm crying. I wouldn't cry over that anyway. But it is weird. It is like when you're a kid and you live around that energy of like, it's just this weird energy of like, people do sneaky shit. It's not a good way to go. That's one of the reasons why I don't talk to my mother anymore. She was a sneaky little bitch, and she fucked my dad over pretty bad. But Dad's doing good now. Good for you, Mr. Paul Vino. The guy's doing great. He's got married. He got remarried. I think he's living in Massachusetts or something. I should give that away, but but he's doing good. Nobody bother my father. Leave him alone. Okay. No, I mean, I realized that the guy didn't really like me very much. So I was like, well, I already have a low self-esteem. I already kind of don't like me a little bit. So I do like me, but I'm saying like at the time I felt that way. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going for broke here. We're looking. There it is. There it is. That's what we were looking for. There's the flush. And what do we got now? We have 1.47 million. And on the left table, we need to step our game up. We're doing okay, but we need to step our game up. So yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff it was like my junior and senior year of high school, and my mom, did some great things for me, and she also did some shitty things, and a lot of it was just, she was just a lost soul, she was a sexualized person who all of a sudden just felt that sex was important, more important than being a mom. And so that kind of hurts. That kind of makes you feel like, see, I don't think I want to be around that person anymore. Because that person makes bad decisions. And that person chooses artificial, unimportant things. To me, sex is not nearly as important as your kids, And so but how do you explain that to me? Say that to their face? I always feel like whenever I would talk to my mom and try to explain things to her, that she would just be like, okay. yeah. So it really, once I realized that I'm Jewish, and I realized my mother's Jewish, I have a Jewish mother. And I've always heard people say like, yeah, Jewish moms are tough, man. And it's like, I guess I experienced that personally. Like, obviously not all Jewish moms are like sluts like mine was, but yeah, my mother was a slut. Like, she is a slut. I don't know, maybe she's changed. I don't know. She just I would see it, I would go, I used to be kind of active when I was younger, so we'd go do these things called fun runs. And when we'd go do a fun run, I noticed my mom would be very flirty with all the guys. And sometimes there would be a look or a nod. And when you're aware of that kind of stuff, it's very weird. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all in with King 7. And there's the 7. Give me a spade, I'll be your best friend. And ladies and gentlemen, there it is. That was the thing we needed right there. Not only do we take a player out, but we are back in this tournament on the left table. Thank you, God. The truth shall set you free. But yeah, I you know, I like it's funny because another thing too is getting off my mom for a minute. I just got off yours. That's a good one. The Jewish thing is interesting because I remember being like, at one point I was really into like Woody Allen, and I was obsessed with it. I'm like, why is this hitting me so hard? And I think it hit everybody. I don't think it's just because but there's something about that. Like, I definitely felt connected to that material. And it always felt, can I be honest with you? I'm going to say it. I felt like a fake Jew. I felt like, am I a fake Jew? Like, am I acting like a guy that's like, you know what I mean? And then when you find out all those years later that you're actually Jewish, it does kind of validate your feelings. So that's a good thing. It just validates some of the things that I had always kind of felt. Never felt that I was Jewish. You know, it's like saying I always felt like I was a black guy because I like rap music. Like, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So that's why I felt fake, because I would always feel like I like Seinfeld. I like, you know, sometimes I feel like I don't know whether this is a Jewy thing or an Italian thing, because I always thought that Italians were doing, they call it gesticulation. Like, we're very gesticulating. We just gesticulate. I do this all the time. And the combination of the Jewish guy and the Italian guy, these hands are going all over the place. These hands are doing a world tour. Yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing great. We have 1.26 million on the right and 2.28 mil. What a comeback, folks. Trying to do big things today. Oh, there's a big, he bets big there. I'm going to have to call that. That's too big for me not to call. What's going to happen here? Oh, he calls it as well. And I've got a pair of tens. And those diamonds are not looking good to me, I'll tell you that. That's one thing I'll tell you. So there's the 5, there's the flush. We're down to 156 million, but we lost the player, and I still like where we are. I'm not mad at it. I just have to be a little more careful. And I might call here. I call there. He's betting big. I'm going to call it. What's he got? Oh, he's got the straight. Tough one there. So 810K on the right table, 850K table. And here on the left table, he's looking to see what I want to do. I'm going to fold that. I've got 8-8 on the right table. Action is the action is fast, guys. You got to catch it quick, right? I know you like that. I know you like fast action. I know you don't want me to sit here and go, so then I went over to, you know, no, people want to see it. Let's get it. Let's get to it. That's what people want. And really, to me, there's no better combination than an Italian Jew. I mean, this, if you want personality, you got it. You want personality? Invite an Italian Jew over. That's on God. God. Yes. Nice win. Did we get a double? Yes. Big win there. Get rid of a player. Now we have 314 mil, and that was a huge hand for us. I shouldn't say it was that big, because at this table, it's just, there's 4 of us now. We all basically are around the same level. But now we're in the game, folks. We have Queen 9 on the right table. This guy's betting 96 million. I fold. Queen 9. I fold. 990K on the right table. 298 million with ace 10 in their hand. In the hand. There's the flop 778. That doesn't help me. And it would be nice to win this one. And we do. We get the ace-high kicker. 2 pair with an ace kicker, and that's a nice little win there, man. That's a nice little win, pal. We have a pair of 8s on the right table right now. We're just going to check it along the boards here. There it is. Nice win there. 1.9 mil. 5 players left at the table. 4 players left at the left table. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to fold the 40 million blind. And we're having a blast. It's 8 o'clock at night. This is exactly where we want to be. Exactly what we want to be doing. And that's the one thing about streaming I can say is that when I'm streaming, I can honestly say I'm exactly where I want to be. Because, you know, that's the one thing you hear from people. It's like, what's the secret to this? Or what's the... And people always go, be present. That's the one thing they always say. They say, be present. That's why they say, do what you love. Because if you love it, you'll be there for it. If you don't like it, you're always going to be thinking about doing something else, being somewhere else. You know, one time when I was working at a Jewish retirement center... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, folks. 7-5 versus 3-6 on the left table. Big, big, big one here. And there's the flush. And they make the flush. Very nice hands. They needed that. They needed that. And I think I will fold here. I don't need to play this hand. I was working at a Jewish retirement center, and this woman said to me, honey, if you don't like what you do, quit. Life's too short. And you know what? That did kind of stay with me later in life. I was already 40 at the time, but it took me maybe like 4 or 5 years to finally, like, that kind of reverberated around my brain a little. And I was like, you know what? She's right. So I'm a guy that really doesn't hesitate. I'm kind of hardcore when it comes to, like, man, I don't need you. I don't need people. I don't need jobs. I don't need anything. If something's not going, like if something ain't smelling right, something smelled funky, little funky, I'm out. And I don't feel bad about it. And there was a time when people would make you feel guilty, and you have to And the relationships was where I really saw that with my mother, because my mom tried to guilt me back into a relationship during COVID. I get contacted during COVID from my mother, and she's like wanting to touch base and everything, and you know, there's just too much. I think there was just too much hurt stuff in there. Like, I just think she was a fucking idiot. Like, I why would I want this person in my life? Thankfully, I saw the cues, or the clues, as it were, and got the fuck out of that shit pretty quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 queens now, and anybody who wants to bet right now is in big trouble. I hope somebody takes the bait. Please take the fucking bait. Yes! No! No, we're gonna need... Oh, no! We Alright, so we came in 3rd place, which is good. And that's gonna take us to 200 million, which gets our money back, basically. And it gives us... You know what it gives us? A treasure chest. Let's open up that treasure chest while we play. We got 7 mil, that's good. The biker guy, a new table. That's a nice table. That's a nice table. I'm telling you guys, when you find out... Oh, so the mother thing, just to close that out. I talked to her briefly, and then just kind of touching base with her, I kind of realized very quickly that she was somebody that I didn't want to be in a relationship with anymore. And I didn't do it this time I was very kind about it. I tried to be. And then when she started being huffy puffy, I just said, and this is how I thought this was a very pleasant way to leave it. Because, not pleasant, but like, you would think that a way to talk to your mother that you don't want to talk to anymore, that you would say something like, let's put some music on. Maybe you would say something like, fuck you, I don't ever want to see you again, I hope you die. You know what I said? I didn't say that. I said this. I go, when I die, you're not invited to the funeral. And I thought that was a good way to put it. Because it's really like, you know what? This is my life. And it's not like, you know what I hate about the parent-child relationship? But there's always this thing of like, you're a kid, you don't know. One day you'll see. And like, kids are just rebellious, that's all, And it's like, it's not always really that way. I mean, a lot of times we are, but sometimes parents are just shitheads and selfish people, and that's my case. Like, my mother was a selfish person, was. And good luck to her. I don't want anyone to... if I was like a big streamer, I would never want anybody to like go bother her or anything like that. Like, I'm over it, but I'm over it, yes. But those feelings are like, yeah, that was bullshit. And I'm very happy now. I'm a much happier person, and I needed to get away. Sometimes there's people that you need to get away from to feel good. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel great. Let's take a look at our situation. We have been streaming for 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's not the longest. It's not like we've been doing it for a lifetime. And there's one more game I want to play. And I'm going to gamble right now. This is a big gamble here. This will be a good ending to a stream. I got one more game I want to play here. We're not going to do a bonus stream. We're going to do a final big game. This is a big one, guys. The winner of this game, the winner of this tourney, will get 3 billion. The second place finisher will get 1.5 billion. And the third place finisher will actually lose money by getting 500 million back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to embark on a huge tournament here. I have never done one of these. I don't think I've ever done one of these. This is a gigantic one with a lot to win and a lot to lose, and it's a great way to finish the stream. And yes, we are playing music for now, because I think it's nice to have a little music while we're waiting. And this is the reason, this is why I don't start the stream with music and then I have to wait forever to jump into a game. It's better to just be playing and jump right into it. It would be nice. I would love to play this. If this doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm not mad at it. Maybe it won't happen. You know what? Maybe it won't happen today. All right. Well, we tried. I mean, it just doesn't. It's not really moving, you know. So I guess we'll call the stream. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that 1.5 hour stream. And also, I think we could do a bonus stream here. Let's do a bonus stream with you know what? Let's keep it card. Let's do a bonus stream with Balatro. We'll do a couple runs here. This game, Balatro, is a game that I initially fell in love with, and then I quickly fell out of love with it when I couldn't get as far as I wanted to. And I recently had a conversation with this guy, really good guy, and he was like, he's a big Balatro fan, and I was like, hey, you like Balatro? And I go, let me ask you something. He goes, yeah. And I go, when you're playing, let's turn the music off. I said to this guy, I go, when you're playing this game, do you feel like, are you able to get, how far have you gotten in the game? And he goes, endless. The endless part where it's endless. I go, how far endless? He goes, pretty far. Like, there's a thing where it's like numbers aren't even numbers anymore. It's like almost infinite. And I go, how the fuck did you get there? And he's like, he tried to help me. I mean, he was telling me, like, basically you need to like make duplicates of cards And I was like, dude, it's so complicated for me to do. I just can't seem to get there. And I don't want to play the game anymore because it's actually kind of depressing that I can't get there. And he was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, it's a very difficult game. He goes, are you on, like, what ship are you at? This is this guy I was talking to, and I go, I'm pretty much like at pretty high level. Like I'm maybe like black chip, blue chip, purple stack. He goes, oh yeah, once you start getting up there, the game gets very hard. He goes, it's not just you. He was really being sweet about it, but really it was just like, you dumb fuck. Really in his brain he's like, stupid piece of shit, can't fucking get where I'm going. No, he wasn't thinking like that. It surprised me. I don't know why I was surprised. I was like, shit, it really is me. I'm just no good at this. So anyway, with that being said, let's play one. Let's do the Nebula deck. Let's do blue stake. This is gonna be so hard. Let's do yellow deck because you can earn money that way, and then I guess we'll do blue stake. Gosh. Yeah. And this will be fun for people. I think this is a fun game. I haven't played it in a while, but I mean, I think I was happy that I just knew how to play it. Not that I'm stupid, but I just like, it looked like a hard game to me initially when it came out. I was worried like that I wasn't going to be able to play it. Or like, imagine the embarrassment if you can't like figure out how to play a game. Ooh. I mean, there's been games that have been so difficult that I couldn't play them before. But it's usually like a hand-eye coordination thing. And there's a lot of people that usually agree on those games. It's a fun game. I mean, you get to like buy packs. That's what I like about the game. You know what I'm gonna do? What are you gonna do about Pebble? Actually, yeah. No spades. No spades. What about David's spade? No spades. Okay. By the way, David's spade, quietly one of the most like funniest guys ever. I say quietly, not really. Actually, he was very popular in my day. David Spade was very popular. He was like dating like supermodels shit. Like he really did like. All right, let's see. We're in trouble here. We're in trouble early. That's a good hand though. We need a queen to show up somehow. What do we got here? There's a queen. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this might help us. The bonus stream was almost over. It's a pretty good. I mean, it's a great game. I love this game. It's a beautiful game. Good looking game. We just gained a hand. That's good. La la la. La 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 la. La la. Oh, we could buy everything. Okay, we have a strategy here. We're gonna try to keep getting as many queens as we can. Okay. I think we're gonna pick up the Hanging Chad. That should help us get a little something going here. Okay, we're hoping for queens here. That's what we're really hoping for. Gosh, I haven't played this game in so long, I almost forget how to play it. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not, you know, it's not, isn't, can't. Okay, at least we have 5 hands to make this. It's gonna be difficult. There's the queen, that's good. 4, 5, 6, 7. The queen is dead, boy. I was listening to the Smiths the other day. Damn, that band is good. What about just playing these cards here and trying to see if we could get lucky and get a straight at some point? That was not a bad play. Touché. Not a bad play. Alright, survive. I was listening to the Smiths the other day. The band is so good. The trio, at least we have the 10 multiple there, that kind of helps us. All right. So there's the queens. Interesting, okay. What's this? Permanently gain 1 hand. Wow. I like that. That's a lot of hands, actually. Let's pick up the Gros Michel. And then, 3 of a kind. There you go. The Spectral packs. Destroys 5 random cards, gain 20 bucks. Well, I don't want to destroy a queen, so I'm a little worried about that, so there we go. Ba ba doobie doo, yeah. Ba ba dee da do do. So we're still alive. So what we should probably do is get rid of the Gros Michel. Because it's not a dependable card is the problem. Maybe not. Hold on. Alright, let's add a playing card to the deck. Would have preferred a queen, but okay, I'll go with the 6. No repeat hand types this round, okay. We gotta keep the queens going, so we'll just do a pair. We'll do 2 pair. Oh, there you go. See how the queens can help there. That's a huge thing. That's another thing my buddy said. He's like, another thing you want to do is you want to keep making the same card, and you also want those red seals. And I was like, oh. And by the way, I say my buddy. He's not my buddy, but he's a good guy. I don't like that thing where I remember when I was a kid, I would tell my parents, he's my buddy. It's like, and he wasn't really my buddy. I don't know why that bothers me, but. So I don't like the misprint. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I should have picked it up though. It doesn't hurt to at least get. All right. Oh well, we fucked up there. Let's do a reroll. Oh, that's good. All right, you know what? That actually works. Actually, we can start getting more cash back now with the rocket. The rocket's a good one, but straights and flushes can be made with 4 cards. Straights and flushes can be made with 4 cards. So let's do that. Let's try to get an uncommon. Let's see what we got here. 2 lucky cards, okay. Good. Pretty fun run. It's a fun run. Hey, it's a fun run. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of the let's get rid of the hanging chad. We'll pick up the ramen, and that'll be a really nice multiple for us. And then we'll just keep the trio because that +10 multiple has actually really been helping, and we're gonna need it because at some point we're probably going to lose the Gross Michelle. Because it's Gross Michelle. That's why. Because it's Gross Michelle. Ladies and gentlemen, the comedy stylings of Van Pebble! Alright, what do you say we get rid of the Gross Michelle? Right. Let's just get rid of it. I hate to do it, but it's like we have a guaranteed multiple now with the ramen. So we could either get rid of, we should get rid of that. And we'll pick up the Shoot the Moon. Shoot the Moon! So now we got Shoot the Moon. That'll give us more money. Got a massive multiple here. Boo boo boo. Boo booty boo booty boo. There you go. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of the rocket. Right? And then we're gonna pick up the Joker. This is one of my favorite, excuse me, the rough gem Joker. Says Joker. It's like they all say Joker. So the rough gem diamond suits earn $1. That's a nice card. You need one of those cards that's going to get you money every time, because now we can invest in our Jokers. And when I play this game now, it reminds me of why I love this game. I do like this game. I do like the game. Maybe we'll start getting more into it. Maybe, you know what happens to me is that I lose touch with games because I'm just not good at it, or I can't beat it. And then what I do is I stop streaming it. And then what I do is I find myself playing it later off stream. And some games, they bring you back. You go back into it, you start playing it, and you're like, I love this. And then you get good at it, and then you can stream it again. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe that will happen, but either way, it's a great game. So the decreased level of poker hands. Okay, I got it. That's not good at all. That was equally terrible. Mm-hmm. I hate to do this, but I'm going to. I think that was my only move, really. Okay. I believe this is going to be the end here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we have it here. Unless we can pull something off here. It'd be a miracle, though. And there it is. Listen, this is a bonus stream. I'm gonna call it there. I like what we did. I think that was not too bad. And you know what that did? That renewed my flame for that game, because I do think that's a great game, and I do miss it a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Van Pebble, and we've been streaming for almost 2 hours. I think that's a good way to do it. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he said to me, "Your streams are so fucking long, man. It's too long. You gotta." He goes, "I go, well, I think I kind of figured out that works for me." Like, he goes, "Yeah, but you know, like, gotta cut it down." He goes, like, "Put it on YouTube. You gotta cut it down. You gotta cut it down." It's like, but he is right. He's basically saying to me, in this world, and he said that himself. He goes, he's smart. He's right. He said, in the world of TikTokers and small people just don't have a lot of time to put things together. Everybody, it's quick fix, fast. You got to get to the point, get right to it. And I'm not really that. I try to be quick and to the point, but I'm a guy that draws things out. Like, that's my style, and that's probably the best thing for me. But he was saying, like, what was it that he said? Dopamine. He's like, give him that dopamine quick. Hit him with it. I mean, it was actually, quite frankly, I wanted to start doing push-ups after talking to the guy. I was like, yeah, you're right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not here to talk about push-ups, nor are we here to talk about friends that we've talked to. We're here to talk about our social media. Our social media. And our social media looks like this. I have a Twitter page. You can check me out. Van Pebble is on Twitter. We talk about silly stuff. You're never going to see me say anything that, unless I accidentally step in shit. I'm pretty smart, and I'm just having fun. So we're not looking to stir up any bees nests, so to speak. Go to my Twitter, Van Pebble, and follow me on there. And look at the stuff there, and if you like it, follow it. We also, you can donate money to Van Pebble if you have some extra coinage. I want your money, but I don't need it. I work for a living. I make my nut, as it were, and I do okay. I do just what I need to do. And I'm hoping to make money off of this thing, but I want to do it in a way that's not like, I don't want to have a tip cup in my hand and like a busker on the street. You know what I mean? Actually, I'll take the busker on the street thing, but I don't want to be as a beggar. I'm not going to beg you for it. I'm more of a busker. If there was a difference between there is a difference between a busker and a beggar. A busker performs. A beggar just goes, give me money, please. And nobody likes to give me money, please, guy. Nobody likes that guy. Everybody feels sorry for them, and people give them money, but nobody likes that guy. Especially if the guy or girl has the capability. Like, if somebody's just out of it, of course people are happy to give money to the beggar. But if a beggar is just somebody that chose to be a beggar, that's no good. And I am no beggar, my friends. Do not get that twisted. But if you would like to donate money to me, go to PayPal, type in @ThomasPaulvino, small letters, no spaces, @ThomasPaulvino, and that's how you can send me money. @ThomasPaulvino on PayPal. Ladies and gentlemen, you can also follow me on Twitch. I would love you to do that. And if you go to my YouTube page, you can see that we're putting the videos up there from Twitch. And look, people are watching it. I'm going to keep doing it the way I do it. Does that mean I'll never change? No. I'll change with the times a little bit, but I honestly, and this is another thing I told this young man who was telling me, give me advice about this. It was good. He was being nice about it, but I don't have time to edit YouTube videos. I don't know how to do it, but even if I could figure it out, which is fun, which is another reason why I like streaming, because you learn how to do things you normally wouldn't do, like edit stuff and create clips, and it's fun. Excuse me, and you learn more about OBS and these like streaming studios, and it's fun to learn how to do that stuff. There's a practical side to it, but then also I don't want to take the time. I don't have the time to sit and fucking edit a fucking YouTube video, man. Especially with the way we churn these videos out. I was thinking about it. If I decided to do like a YouTube video and tighten it up and do all this and make a big production out of it, I would be streaming less as a result. So I'd rather just put up these monster streams that I feel like that every single one of them has some juice in it. Because he was making it, this guy I was talking to, he was making it sound like, come on, man, get to the juicy stuff. Nobody wants to sit through the boring stuff. And I didn't want to tell him that my boring stuff is sometimes my best stuff. Like sometimes when, and it's my opinion, but like sometimes when we're in a lull and there's something going on, it's time for me to turn on the charm, and that's when funny shit happens. So if I wasn't doing this method of long play, maybe you wouldn't have the same stream. So anyway, enough about that guy. The guy, for some reason, he got under my skin. No, he was a good guy, and I appreciate what he said. Ladies and gentlemen, Van Pebble on YouTube. Please do me a favor and check out my YouTube videos. And if you're enjoying what you see and you like it, why don't you, like the video, hit the like button. And if you find yourself watching more than one video, then I would just say, just subscribe, because it sounds like you're a fan, and it's okay to be a fan of somebody. I'm not gonna make you suck my dick or anything. It's like, you're my fan. You have to send me pictures of your mom. Like, I'm not one of the, listen, take it from me, all right? I'm just saying this straight up. My intention is not to be a creepy asshole. My intention is I'm just like you. I would like people to think of me as a fellow person. And I'm not gonna like get the star treatment, or I don't need the star treatment. I don't need the ass kissing. I just want you to watch my stuff, and if you have a little money, throw it at me, and that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, Van Pebble on YouTube. Listen, last thing, there's 552 videos up there. That's a lot of videos. It's a lot of material for you to watch. It's worth subscribing. Thank you. And that's going to do it for this stream. Almost 2 hours. Way to go, Van Pebble. That's 3 streams in the books, ladies and gentlemen. I got, dare I say, we might have another one left in us. I've got some Amazon delivery coming soon. Very excited about that. And as a matter of fact, they just texted me and said, your order is coming. And so is your mom. Why would they say that about my mom? They're right, though. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. By the way, apologies to my mother. No, listen, I don't want any beef with my mom. If I end up getting some kind of a message from my mother, or like a cease and desist letter or something, I apologize. I will tone it down. But listen, I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for watching the streams. I really love doing it, and I don't know what the future may hold today as far as streaming goes. I think we have another one in us, but I don't think we need to. I think what we might do is just kind of settle in for the night, party, which means maybe I'll drink the rest of this Rockstar, baby. And I've got groceries coming. We're going to eat some food. Look for me tomorrow. I would say, here's how I want to leave this stream. I would say tomorrow from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. an 8-hour window where we can stream to our heart's content. Tomorrow I'm talking about a little Red Dead Redemption. I'm not sure what else, but I think probably a lot of all Nintendo, most likely, a little Switch 2 stuff, some fucking Mario shit. We're gonna throw in a Mario. The Need for Speed game was so fun last week that I want to jump back into that. And let's not forget about our old pal Fortnite, who we play almost every day. So we've got a jam-packed day tomorrow between Red Dead Redemption, Fortnite, Need for Speed possibly, Mario possibly, and I think Mario Ultimate is a nice one. Mario Galaxy, Mario Smalaxy, Mario Fallacy, Mario Bumblebee, Mario Applebee's. There's an Applebee's. No, there's not. I don't. Now, you know what? Now he's just saying words. He's just saying words. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us today. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll talk to you later. Peace out and be good.